This video is sponsored by Storyblocks. YouTubers love to say gear doesn't matter. But let's be real, most of them are shooting with cameras that cost more than some people's cars. And while I agree that gear isn't everything, I've come to realize that it does matter. Not because it's fancy or expensive, but because the right tool makes all the difference. That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you why this cheap Canon camera is slowly replacing my Sony setup. Coming from a video production background, I've used big, heavy cameras. But back then, I also had a team. And now that I film mostly solo, I found myself gradually moving towards gear that is lighter and easier to take with me. And the small form factor of the PowerShot V1 makes it perfect for when I'm on the go. It's less intimidating, easier to handle, and I don't have to worry about bringing a bunch of extra accessories. As a point and shoot, this camera comes with a high quality built-in lens, which I love. With my Sony mirrorless cameras, I used to spend a lot of time thinking about which lens I would bring to a shoot, how many I should bring. And while that seems like a small thing, those little decisions definitely add up and can slow you down. And with the PowerShot V1, I just pick it up and know that this lens has me covered. The 16mm on the wide end is perfect for capturing myself or my surroundings, whether I'm filming a vlog or shooting talking head content. And when I need to get closer for detailed B-roll, I can easily zoom in the lens to 50mm. This versatility makes it much more practical compared to other cameras that lack a zoom lens. Plus, this camera has a built-in 3-stop ND filter. This is huge for shooting in brighter conditions, allowing me to control my exposure without having to carry extra filters. One thing I really appreciate about this camera is that Canon designed this with a cooling fan to make sure that the camera never overheats, even during long recording sessions. Another thing I also appreciate is the solid build quality. The rubber grip keeps the camera secure in my hand, so I never have to worry about it slipping. And since the PowerShot V1 is slightly bigger than other point and shoots, the grip actually feels a lot more comfortable to shoot with. It's a small touch, but it makes a big difference. When it comes to video, the PowerShot V1 shoots 4K video oversampled from 5.7K, which delivers a sharp, detailed image that punches way above its weight for a camera of this size. The colors look great right out of the camera, and Canon even included several color filters that give you a film-like vibe without needing to color grade your videos. Compared to other cameras in this category, the PowerShot V1 really stands out with its larger than usual 1.4-inch sensor. Most point and shoots have a 1-inch sensor, so this extra size gives me better low light performance as well as more shallow depth of field, which is impressive for a camera of this size. When using this camera in lower light conditions, as in this example, here I pushed the ISO up to 6400, which is pretty high for a small camera like this, and I was pretty happy with how clean of a result this camera gave me. Now, I'm not saying it's going to compete with a mirrorless camera, but for my travel needs, it's more than enough. As for depth of field, it certainly won't match what I get from my Sony setup, but it still gives me a nice subtle background separation. But what really sets this camera apart from other point and shoots is its ability to shoot 10-bit video and Canon C-Log 3. This gives me way more flexibility in post-production to push and manipulate my footage, allowing me to create truly beautiful color grades. Now, a feature that is essential for a solo creator like myself is having fast and reliable autofocus. Throughout my different tests, I was constantly reassured that if I was in front of the camera, that I would be in focus. Another feature that I was really impressed by was the stabilization of this camera. This camera features optical lens stabilization, so it's going to help smooth out some of those shakes and jitters when you are filming handheld, or if you have the camera pointed at yourself for vlogging. While the stabilization is not going to be as smooth as something like the DJI Pocket 3, it is by far the best I've seen in a point and shoot camera. There is a bit of wobble in the corners, but if you keep your camera moves slow and deliberate, especially shooting in 60 frames per second, you'll get buttery smooth footage. Now, if you're wondering how the Canon PowerShot V1 stacks up against something like the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, well, I've done a full video comparing the two side by side, and so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. There are always moments where I just don't have the time or the gear to get every single shot I want. And in those moments, that's where I turn to today's sponsor, Storyblocks. They give you unlimited access to a massive library of high quality stock footage, motion graphics, music, and sound effects, all under one simple subscription. I use it for things like backgrounds or overlays, adding a little bit extra flair into my videos. What I also love about Storyblocks is that they support real artists and filmmakers, not AI generated junk, so the content actually feels human and authentic. So if you're looking to improve the storytelling and polish of your videos, definitely check out storyblocks.com/thinkmedia or hit the link in the description down below. One of the biggest advantages of a camera like this is that it doesn't just do video, it also takes great photos. Having a camera that can deliver both video and stills makes this a much more versatile tool in my kit. I also love how this camera adapts to whatever type of content I'm working on. It could be a travel video, a vlog, behind the scenes footage, or even a talking head video. It can do it all. And if you're someone who's not an expert with cameras, you could literally just set this to auto and it would probably look great because it's that simple to use. That's what I really appreciate about this camera. It's designed for creators who want something flexible, capable of handling a variety of content creation needs, but also allows you to step up your game with professional tools like log video if you're looking to push quality further. Is it the perfect camera? No. The PowerShot V1 definitely has its limitations. For example, if you are shooting 4K video at 60 frames per second, you will have a crop in your video, which will force you to reframe your shot and can kind of take you out of the creative flow if you just want to shoot slow motion footage. Also, the location of the tripod screw is too close to the battery and SD card door, meaning if your camera is on a tripod, it can be a real pain to access your battery and SD card. Also, the battery life is a little less than ideal. It only lasts a little over an hour, so I definitely have to bring a few extra batteries for a full day of shooting. And I also wish I could customize more of the buttons to fit my shooting style. Despite these quirks though, this camera does exactly what I need it to do. For travel videos or when I'm on the go, I don't have to worry about carrying a heavy camera, multiple lenses, and extra accessories. I just grab this one camera and start shooting great content. And that's the thing, gear doesn't define the quality of your videos. What matters more is how you use it and how comfortable you feel with it. The PowerShot V1 may not be perfect, but it's the right tool for me. And I recommend finding the gear that works for your style, your needs, and your workflow. If you're thinking about picking up the PowerShot V1, I definitely recommend it. It's a super versatile camera that I think a lot of people are overlooking right now. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you want to check it out. And if you want to dive deeper into the PowerShot V1, then be sure to check out this video on screen right here.